So they just declared martial law. All right, this is a huge escalation. And now they are also saying for citizens, dear citizens, quote, evacuate immediately. All right, this is huge that this is happening. The timing of this is very suspicious, and we are going to see something very big happen probably throughout the weekend. All right, it's getting closer and closer and closer to this tipping point, and especially the last few weeks, it feels like we are on the edge of a nuclear event. All the top leaders and experts are coming out and warning. Even the president of the United States is even saying that we're on the verge of Armageddon. All right, so this is huge. They have declared martial law, and they're telling citizens to, quote, evacuate immediately. All right, and this is a new warning, brand new evacuation alert. I know we were talking about it a few days ago too. China was telling citizens to evacuate. This is a new one. This is different, and this is huge. So Russia has declared martial law inside of these annexed Ukrainian regions. All right, so there's been a lot of fighting. This is a lot of the front line of the battle is these regions, and Russia has declared martial law there, and they have said, quote, all the territories are an inseparable part of Russia, and therefore all of them are under our protection. All right, so it went on to extrapolate and said that it essentially means that they are under the nuclear umbrella, and they will consider these annexed regions a part of Russia from now on. So attacks on these regions will be considered attacks on Russia, all right? And we've already seen a lot of escalating attacks on Russia's mainland the past few weeks, in the regions of Belgorod and Kharkiv have been, right near Kharkiv has been hit especially hard inside of Russia, all right? Kharkiv has been hit hard too. So this is spilling over into mainstream Russia, and now people are getting worried that they're going to declare martial law inside of Russia too. All right, that's what the big talk inside of Russia is now, that people are panicking. There's already been an alleged mobilization of hundreds of thousands of people once Russia declared this military mobilization of its army reserves. All right, once they declared that, allegedly hundreds of thousands of people tried to flee Russia and have fled. But now they're worried that martial law is being declared in these regions, and they're telling people to evacuate these regions. We'll get to that in just a second, the exact message for it. But now that they are doing that, people inside of Russia are worried that they are going to declare martial law in Russia now too. All right, so a Kremlin spokesperson came out and is trying to calm people's nerves and saying, we are not going to do this because people are panicking that the borders are going to close inside of Russia. So a Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said the order doesn't anticipate the closure of Russia's borders. He said it was an apparent attempt to calm the nervous public, and they said that no immediate curfews or restrictions on travel were planned at the moment inside of Russia's own borders. All right, so there are restrictions inside of these annexed regions, all right, but inside of Russia, they're saying there's no immediate curfews or restrictions right now. But people are worried that that is what's coming next. And even Western officials are coming out. There's an article out of the Guardian, and they were saying Western officials are doing, quote, prudent planning for people to, quote, flee the cities in mass and, quote, panic buy if Russia uses a nuclear weapon, all right? This is what Western governments are preparing for, because people would panic. It would be like a state of emergency, hurricane hitting, anything like that hitting. People are going to go to the store and panic buy whatever they can get if this happens, all right? So look out for a nuclear operation in these regions, potentially. That's what we're looking at right now, all right? So this was also, let's get to these evacuations, all right? So this was an article out of CNN. It's saying Russia ramps up relocation of civilians in Kherson. It may soon lose one of its biggest prizes of the war. All right. So this came out before, I believe, the martial law was declared. So they were saying Russia might lose this region, but now Russia has declared martial law to get these regions under control and saying we will defend them with any means necessary, like we would defend Russia. All right. So the Kherson region, people were getting emergency text messages in this region saying, quote, "Dear citizens, evacuate immediately. There will be shelling of residential areas by the armed forces of Ukraine. There will be buses from 7 p.m. from Rechport, right, to the left bank." So that's a quote of the text that people were getting in this area. They were saying, "Dear residents, quote, evacuate immediately." All right. And they're warning that this area is going to be shelled by Ukrainian forces, but they might just want people out of this. This could be true, but it also seems 60,000 people were evacuated out of this one region. All right. And Russia is telling citizens to get out of these annexed regions. So it seems like they're preparing for something big to happen in these regions. Are they going to use a nuclear weapon in these regions to kind of clear the field, to kind of push back? Is this going to be the end, hopefully? Are these regions going to be good enough? Is this going to be a settlement? Are we going to be able to, like, is there going to be an agreement over these regions or something? Who knows? Let's hope something can happen before a nuclear situation does happen, because it seems like that's what we're moving towards. And if a nuclear device is detonated in one of these regions, it's very possible that more of them could be detonated to take more regions, all right, to expand more, to get the rest of Ukraine if it is successful. So hopefully there's some kind of peace deal. Hopefully there's some kind of détente, all right? Because NATO's saying if Russia does defend itself, because they're saying this is now part of Russia, according to the Kremlin, they're saying these regions are inseparable, quote, inseparable with Russia. So if Russia technically defends itself, like it's saying it will, NATO's saying that it will intervene, right? It will potentially drop its own nuclear weapons as well. All right, so let's hope it doesn't get to this point, but we're seeing massive escalations, people being evacuated from these regions under martial law now. Very serious. And what happens when martial law is declared here? Are you ready for things to be shut down? What would happen if they came out tomorrow in your country and said martial law is declared? Would you be ready? Would you have enough food for 3, 6, 12 months, however long you think is best for you? All right. Would you have that stocked up? Because this could happen. This is what's happening in these regions. And now people in Russia are worried it's going to happen to them. And people in Europe are worried about the same exact thing. All right. So get stocked up now. What would you do if martial law happened in your country? Are you prepared or not? It's a big question. That's the big takeaway from all this. And they're telling you evacuate immediately. Like, what if you just got a text saying, get out of your house now, martial law is declared? What would you do? How would you feel? It would be very jarring, very shocking. I'm not even going to lie. I would be underprepared if that happened right now, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a big old blessed day.